Hello, it's Steve here again from Telford Ultimate Guide, and we're continuing our Holmer Lake special. And today we're going to have a look at a few little bits and pieces that are hidden away that you might not know about. So the pathway I'm walking down now is the pathway from Burtondale on Brookside, and on the right hand side we have the Housing Estate Lake End Drive. Now originally, we've got the Lakeview Care Home there. Now originally that wasn't there, and there used to be an actual smaller school on this called the Thomas Parker School for children with special needs, etc. Here is the 1970s Holmer Lake Primary School here, and it's quite a good plot. This is really, it's got quite a lot of fields, etc. Anyways, we walk down here. This is the pathway that links us up onto the lake itself, and you can see these beautiful willow trees here just hanging down. Look, you just see them up there. So you can just see the lake just coming into view now. The footpath to the left, that takes us back towards the Mallard and up towards Tadornia Drive. But we're going to carry on and head towards Halesfield. So the path we're going to take is now towards Halesfield. So this is kind of as bleak as a typical underpass on Brookside Holmer Lake gets, but actually some great artwork in here, look. So we're on the other side now of the Eastern Primary. So if we come up here and have a quick look, you can see there that is where the spillway tributaries run back in to the lower point. Okay, and as we walk through this section here, this narrowed off section, it's only a short section between the Eastern Primary and the railway. This area itself is full of some beautiful oak trees. I mean, that itself is beautiful in itself. You can see it. But what actually is along this line here, as you can see, is the major services for South Telford. So we've got the gas main running through here, we've got the water mains, we've got electricity. All those services are running through this strip of ground here. You wouldn't even know. And just not too far away, it was the actual the burst water main, which affected a lot of Telford. So we're going to go in here and go and find a lost area where there used to be a really nice sort of pond and a jetty. Now, bear in mind, this is quite overgrown, so we might have to kind of work our way through it. But you can hear that road. It's quite busy considering we're on lockdown. So you can see here, this is the where the water mains are. Look, big junction here for them all. So we'll carry on up. We'll try and work our way through this if we can. Now, what's interesting about this area is when I was a kid and I was at Brookside School, Brookside Middle, which would have been the 1980s, I actually planted these trees with my school. I can remember we all had a little bit of carpet and our job was to come and plant this coppice out. Look at them now. Anyway, I think we've reached where I wanted to get to. Look at this beautiful oak tree. Just check it out. It's absolutely epic, isn't it? Now, this used to be I don't know whether it's still, oh, it's still there, yes. And it's nice because the water level's a little bit low now, but this used to be a jetty here, which you can see is still there. You can just see it there. Used to be a nice little area here, just to come and sit. Not a nice clear path coming into it, but it looks a bit like it's changed a bit now. But this tree is mighty. Just look how beautiful it is. It would be nice to kind of make this into an area, but yeah, this was a real nice pond in its day. But actually there seems to be more water in it now than there ever has been, but just check it out. It's growing right out, isn't it? So I'll lead you on a little bit further, and there's something else I want to show you. Technically, this is kind of stroke Holmer Lake, stroke, I don't even know, or Halesfield I suppose. So this particular area here, you can see these trees have come down. This cleared area here was what caused all of the trouble back in the huge water main leak that cut all of that water off to Telford. So all of this area here, there was a big hole in here, and that's what burst the pipe. Quite extraordinary, really. But look at it, nature's just turning it back. You can see that big oak tree again there. How beautiful is that? So we're walking through now, and we've walked through the second bridge, and we are now on the Halesfield floodplain area here. Now, to anybody it just looks like a bit of a field, doesn't it? But actually this field is capable of holding thousands and thousands of gallons of water, and it's an incredible sight to see, and it just soaks away. But the ground here is shaped in such a way so it can hold the water as a maximum capacity. So technically speaking, even though it's a floodplain, it actually is a reservoir as well on its own right. So over there we've got the pitmen there. That would have been one of the pitmans for the various collieries in Halesfield. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk down the bridleway now. Okay. So we are technically in the qualms of Halesfield now, but these footpaths that were put down here, they have carried many workers to the factories in Halesfield over the 80s. Unfortunately, some of the footpaths are just a little bit worse for wear these days. So we're walking just at the side of the railway. You can see the railway sort of going up onto that big embankment up there. But all of this area is all part of the flood alleviation. The erosion here was mainly from the burst water main, because it basically flowed all the way this way. But you can see the amount of rock, and that's generally what this area is made up of. It's just a big, gigantic soakaway. And you can just see here, for instance, you can see the amount of stone, and it's the same stone that's been used to build the embankment for the dam, the same kind of crushed limestone. But as we look, we can see now, as you look now, we can see, you get a better view of the floodplain. And that's why you should never build on floodplains, really. So you can see there, it says Bridleway. We've got another video coming on that very Bridleway. But this pathway will now take us to the rear of the dam itself, the spillway. So here we are. We are at the back of the spillway. So let's see if we can get a better look at it. See what it's all about. I think here is probably going to be your best vantage point. So you can see the bridge there, the original bridge that the railway goes over. So that was one of the accesses into Holmer Farm originally, and it's just been repurposed into this drainage system here. That's a very noisy bird. So what I'm actually standing on at the moment is a gigantic filter that stops any big debris entering the field. Well, you can see, as I've said, that one section there is the first entrance into Holmer Farm. So like I say, we're walking along the bridleway at the moment. It isn't used as a bridleway anymore, just because it's pretty overgrown and impassable in places. What's funny here is you can see that this tree has fallen down and a new path has just been forged this way rather than it being just cut down and moved. And it's funny how a new path can be created so easily. There we go. It's hard to think that this bridleway run in a straight line once. And this was quite a long distance bridleway. I mean, this actually ran from the riding schools at Woodside right the way up and eventually to Nedge Hill, where the other riding school was. I wonder if you could just exchange your horse there. And here we are. Here we are. We have the other entrance into Holmer Farm. Now, they considered Holmer Farm to be that important that it had two railway bridges leading into it, but also it was a straight line straight over to Halesfield Colliery, which you'll be able to see Kemberton Pits, which are over the back there. So the connection with the mines, I suppose, was really, really important. And Holmer Farm, I suppose a lot of the areas around the immediate areas of what was Holmer Lake originally had plenty of farmland, Brookside especially. But then just up the road you had Brands Farm, Windmill Farm, with this beautiful bridge. Just take a look at it. It's built of this beautiful red sandstone. can see here over the years it's had some work done there. So just up there we have the bridleway. That takes us up towards Sturchley Interchange. But also then there's another bridge up there, similar to this one, that they filled in, and that took the road from Sturchley over the Hem and off towards Shifnal. But this road now would have run straight up now and then straight into the farm. You can see there's just a bit of a clearing in the woodland here, and this again we're walking over what's called the services strip here. Obviously lots running in and out of here. So you can see the gate there, and that would have been our entrance in. So we can see we're on the EP now. And there's the sign, Holmer Lake Balancing Reservoir by Severn Trent Water. So here's one of the tributaries here. So this is, you can see clearly here the extent of this dam. It's certainly higher this side than it is the other side, but then it's got to be, hasn't it? So you can see these here running down here. They don't look like they've seen much action, but it just goes to show that between here and the railway, which is built on an embankment, you've got another additional storage area. So it's very unlikely that you'll ever see any major flooding in the safe Telford area. I mean, this Holmer Lake deals with such a lot of water on a daily basis. But what I would like to ask is, who cuts this grass, and at what sort of angle is that grass cutter on? But anyway, you can see it's sloping down now, and we're sloping down towards the spillway. It's a nice bit of grass this though. You can see that the embankment there, the dam wall, getting bigger and bigger, and just think about the amount of stone and rubble that's underneath that to make it. I think, to be honest with you, it's so cleverly planned out. Now here we've got the dam. It's the back end of the dam on the spillway. Now in places like America, the spillways are part of the streets, and you know, you have these big spillways running right the way through neighbourhoods, etc. Quite interesting to see. So you can see here where the water comes down and then it funnels back down under that little sluice down there and back into the water system. So let's go and have a look now at the dam. So at the moment the water level has picked up now, you can see, but that's because of the amount of water coming into Holmer Lake. So that water there is making a non-stop trip to Coalport, where the outfall is, but then some of it will be discharged back out into the Maybrook tributary and off towards Sutton Maddock. So we're just going to head down here. We can just see the bridge there within shot. Let's go and have a look, closer look. Okay, so you can see the bridge there, look. So let's go and find out where the Maybrook came through here and how it got under the railway. So we're just going to come down this little slope. As I said, the services are running here. We've got the gas and the water main. So where the water drops down into the culvert below from the dam, it comes across on this little angle here, right the way across here. I'm actually standing on one of the manhole covers now, and it comes across, and the pipe is only probably just over 4.5 foot in diameter. It's not very big, so it's just saying that it's only sending a certain amount through the pipe network. But as soon as it gets over the other side, it opens up into a bigger pipe because you've got a bigger catchment area like Halesfield. So you can see here we've got these big manhole covers here, look, and if you're careful you can just hear it there. It's just running below there. So okay, we're going to try now. We're just going to go into here and we are going to have a look at the original Maybrook Tributary tunnel, which is just over here. So here is the tunnel that carried the Maybrook underneath the railway. Now, what we do know is that when it gets to the other side of the railway, as far as we can see, it ran across an open channel and then was tunnelled underneath the Halesfield colliery. We don't know where that goes, but this is the original tunnel here, just tucked away at the side of the old dam. Most of it's probably been completely demolished, but I don't know why they've not filled it in. Maybe it is being used still, I don't know, but yeah, so it's just there hidden away, and it's also got the railway plate on it as well, look. Next to it we've got this kind of odd brick structure here, look, as well, which I don't really know what that's about. Anyway, as we come back out, what we're going to do is we're going to walk along here, along the service strip itself. This service strip here has just become overgrown by all of the saplings, and it's a bit crazy really when you look at it. So well, we've got a bit of something here, haven't we? Let's have a look what we got. So it looks like somebody's been has been building some kind of base here of some kind. Couple of trowels there. So it looks like here we've come across a bit of a typical sort of hunting kind of enclosure here. It's quite secluded and tucked away here, but you can see you've got that typical screen in there. So let's just go and take a bit of a look on what exactly is being hunted round here. So first of all, you can start to see there's a few holes appearing here, and here. So it looks suspiciously like badgers to me. Yeah, the whole area is just covered in them. So here we are, we're at the other end of the service strip now. Just to get our bearings, we've got the railway bridge there and the EP there, and then another beautiful oak tree, look. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It goes to show how diverse the Holmer Lake area is. It's got a lot of different things going for it. So maybe you'll consider a walk around Holmer Lake at some point. Thanks for watching.